that's beyond outrageous. That is beyond outrageous. But you can tell that that is what's being done based on all the actions that we're seeing.
And one of the things is when I took the weapons defense class to
Mm-hmm.
be a licensed concealed weapons carrier,
Okay.
um, they train you to shoot center mass.
Okay.
That's just they don't train you to shoot for the kneecap or
Okay.
vital organ.
Mm-hmm.
No, you center mass, one shot down. You
Okay.
know what I
Okay.
mean? But that's police training. Police training is not training that shoots for soft tissue and shoot to see that what I'm saying you can
But my
survive.
question is,
But
why
make
is that though? Because if you're supposed to protect and serve, not kill at will. So why is it that you cannot aim to take someone down, to hit them in the leg or even the shoulder or the arm or something? Why is it that when you aim, you have to aim with the intent to kill? Why is that? Why are you trained that way?
for two reasons. Number one, you're trained that way because if you missed in a smaller frame, like a leg, if you miss a leg and you're shooting for the purpose of protecting,
Uh-huh.
then that person has an opportunity in your miss to shoot you back. And if they don't miss, you die. So you can't miss center mass. And then you protect yourself. The second reason is your protection is not just yourself, but for the other people around.
Yeah.
So the defense of the police is that they're saying that we have to shoot to get you down because if you continue to operate in a illegal
Mhm.
manner, you
Mhm.
may become a safety concern for other people around. So we have to take you down as efficient and as fast as possible so no one else is injured in this raid or in this defense or in this public safety because you become a public safety hazard. Because if you're in the grocery store and I pull my weapon and you pull yours, then the police officer is trained to put you down because other people may be
And
grocery
and and
shopping
and
and they
and
are in
let,
danger as well.
and let me say that in those circumstances, I get that because there are other people around, and so it is your job to protect other people. In those circumstances, I get. But in a lot of these instances and these cases that we're seeing, that is not the case. So why are you not, as a police officer, saying this is not a situation where there are other people around and that it's required that I use deadly force. So why is that not part of the training? Instead of saying if you aim at me and say we're two people in a say on a dark street and all I can see, you're firing me, I'm firing you. There's no one else around that I can see. Why is it that lethal force has to be initiated? Why is that? That's what I don't understand as far as
Well,
the training goes.
but what we have to understand is Hollywood has messed up our idea of the police department. I mean,
Oh,
we got
don't
to
blame
be honest.
Hollywood. Get out of here.
We think when police show up, they're specialists and they're able to de-arm you, defuse you, in just two or three, like they're martial artists. When
Uh-huh.
the reality of it is,
Mhm.
we went to high school with many of these officers that's walking the street. They couldn't win a fight on the schoolyard. How you think they
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
gonna
Yep. I know plenty of them. Yep. Absolutely.
So now you have Poindexter who's carrying a gun who couldn't win a hand fight. So now my gun becomes my fight and my defense.
Mhm.
And mentally, an officer is not trained to do hand-to-hand combat to kind of get you down on the ground. They're more so trained to diffuse the situation using the tools that they have on their tool belt. And that's a taser, that's a gun, those are handcuffs, that's mace. They got all kind of stuff on their belt. And so when they look at the situation, they have to make a split decision of which one of these tools help me defeat this situation the fastest and most efficient to save me and everybody else in this scenario. And whatever they reach for is in self-defense. That's why they're all able to claim self-defense, is because whatever I reach for to help me in this situation, it worked to defend me and to defend everybody else around. So you can't convict me of taking down a criminal. And that's why we see the news doing a horrible job
Mhm.
of portraying the victim in this scenario
Mhm.
as somebody who was the criminal and the police was saving society from a criminal. We got to change the narrative that the person that was shot is not
Absolutely.
always convicted of any crime.
Right,
They
right.
were allegedly
Right.
doing something illegal,
Right.
but the cop decided they wanted to be the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
that is illegal.
Yep. And that is why we have the situation with the Rashard Brooks that took place in Georgia. Now, what something you said a moment ago, you had not one but two officers. You all had him down, and he basically whooped your butt, and then took your taser from you and ran away. So in my mind, they were pissed off because he was able to take them down and to take something from them. So they said, we're going to shoot and kill you. That's the mindset that I'm talking about. This officer is 27 years of age. In my opinion, he shouldn't even been in uniform, because I think he was one of those who probably got his butt whipped on a regular basis. Because you cannot. Yes. And so you get a gun, and all of a sudden you're tough. You're tough. So now I'm going to kill you because now I'm embarrassed. Now you have embarrassed me. So my thing is, I think it needs to be so many mental evaluations over and over and over again for every officer that's in a uniform, because I promise you, so many of them they suffer from post-traumatic stress, and they still and they go from one incident to another incident, and they just carry that stuff over and over and over again until their mind just cannot take it anymore, and they explode. I mean, I think some of them are filled with rage.
They say 40% of police officers end up single or divorced.
Absolutely.
Because your job is military every day. You're walking on eggshells every day. You don't know if you're going to return home. And that psychological training of not knowing whether or not you're going to be succumb to gunfire or anything else in this world, in this society, takes a toll on you, and the residual or the collateral damage of all of that is your family, is your spouses, is all those that are connected to you. So our police officers, I take my hat off to them. They have a hard job, but I think we do them a disservice when we do not equip them to be able to make it home, as well as protect and serve, as well as not look at things to where they always got to shoot first. Now, somebody may say, well, you're living in a fantasy world. Probably. I don't know.
No, I agree with you there. I agree.
Well, we have too much damage mentally and psychologically to be able to say that it may be possible. But I think I'm an optimist who believe that it is possible to do it. We just got to restructure and retrain the minds in dealing with scenarios. I think I'm a police officer, and I show up to Babies for a Road at early morning, and they spinning tires, and there's hundreds of people out there. Yes, you show up on high alert because it's a lot more than them than there are you. So you got to gain control of the streets real fast and real hard, and the retaliatory nature of some individuals is to shoot at you because they don't like what you're doing. And so you have to defend yourself as well as protect the rest of the public that may be out there just to have a good time. That's ain't harmless fun. But it can get out of hand real quick if not managed well. It's like anything else. And sometimes we got poor managers that are wearing badges.
I think one of the issues that I have, and I said, when we all walk out of our front doors, each day, we all want to return home safe and sound to our families. But I think that when the police are being trained, that is the main thing that's drilled into their head every day. So you know what? I get that you're doing a dangerous job, and your job may be a little more dangerous than mine. But when you put that in someone's head, day in and day out, and that's what, even when they go in the mornings, you want to return home. That's what I think. That's when you instill fear. That's when that fear comes in, and so when you're on the street policing, you're filled with nothing but fear. You have no there's no emotion connected to it. Only thing that you're functioning is out of fear, and that's how you end up shooting and killing people just for no reason. When a situation could have been de-escalated, but you go in with the mindset that I want to get home to my family. It is, and we all do. But do you have to kill in order to accomplish that? That is my question. And so when you're being trained as an officer, I think that's something that needs to seriously be addressed. You don't have to say that and drill that every day. We all know when I go out and get behind the wheel of my car, I want to drive as safe as I can because I want to get to my destination safely and I want to get home safe and sound. But you don't let that weigh on you every day, 8 hours a day while you're on your job. That is a problem to me. That is a problem.
Well, one of the knocks that I have on most states is how we decide to spend our money. When you look at the state of North Carolina, we have taken money out of the pockets of teachers and put them into technology. So now what we're doing is we're testing kids more than we're allowing teachers to teach our children.
Adam, yes.
So our methodology of teaching, in my opinion, is basically saying it's cheaper to allow a computer to do it than the human effect. I think the human effect is just indispensable.
I agree. Yes.
Unvalued. You can't put a price tag on what a teacher can do with a student with the proper teacher in the classroom.
Right. Exactly.
And so when I take that same idea and I apply it to the police department, we got to sometimes check our mode and methodology of training.
Yes.
If I'm training my child how to calculate 2 + 2 = 4, it needs to be able to translate to when he gets $2 and then works and then somebody gives him $2 more, he knows he has $4 in his hand.
Right.
Like, it's got to be able to translate. I can't just say you got 2 here, you got 2 here. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there you go. Boom. You got it. No, because the numbers are gonna get so big at a certain point that I don't have enough fingers and toes to be able to correlate the same way. So I gotta get my methodology of teaching where it's transferable to the real world. And I don't think that we're training our police officers to the point where they can get in a vehicle and police our streets and take what they've learned and apply it to the real world. They get this idea in the class, but then when they get out in the street, they're like, well, that ain't the real deal.
It does not translate. Right, it does not translate.
What they know. And that's where the problem lies.
Yep. Well, we got Dr. Fike. Thank you once again for tuning in this afternoon on Something to Talk About. We're going to stop you right there because that was a good stopping point for today. I appreciate you, and you always make great and invaluable points. I love talking to I love talking to a smart man and a funny person too.
Well, I got a show tomorrow night, virtual show on Zoom. Clinton College, Night of Excellence. I'm coming out of Corona, yes, and I'm going back into comedy. I haven't done any comedy since coronavirus.
Okay.
But this is my first time doing comedy virtually. And so I'm going to make you laugh through the airwaves. You know I'm going to.
All right. Look.
Your mouth out funny. I'm trying to tell you. You're going to grab your colostomy bag and you're
going to laugh.
You're going to have a good time tomorrow.
All right. Make sure I get a notification because I am there. I'm there. Yes.
I don't know if it's public or not. I don't know what they're doing, but it is on Zoom, and we gonna celebrate the students and their wonderful successes and the things that they've done. We're gonna make them laugh. We're gonna pick on them a little bit. We're gonna joke. I don't have a whole lot of time. It's like about 5 minutes. I might tell 1 or 2 jokes. But I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I got feed these kids. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 of them, and they all hungry, and they got to eat. So I got to work.
Look, I understand those sentiments. I don't have any babies, but mine grown, but I understand those sentiments. Yeah. Stuff has to get paid. I got it.
I'm pretty sure she still eat, though.
Oh, she still eat? No, absolutely. Eat, drink, do all of that. Yeah.
Hey.
Don't hey, nothing. So, anyway.
Hey, I don't want to put this out there or nothing, but I think I heard you earlier say something to Brianna pertaining about who she might marry or
oh, Lord. There you go, Star.
I was questioning, what happened to my mans and them. You know what I'm saying?
He's here. He's still around. He's around. He's going nowhere, Dr. Fight.
He ain't going nowhere?
He's going nowhere. He's around.
Right, good.
Yeah. He's not. He all right. He's okay.
I ain't seen him on the show in a couple of weeks. I ain't heard nothing about him. I just,
Dr. Fight, he always here.
I want to know, you know what I'm saying? Ricky Lake Show, trying to find out.
Dante Payne, come in here.
I'm running the camera.
Look, here you go. Dr. Feisty, he ain't seeing you.
I'm not supposed to be seen.
Right, he ain't supposed to be seen. He working the camera. There he is, Dr. Feisty.